2000.
We will resume our telecast of the soccer at the completion of the race.
Quite as relaxed and as easy as Shadid. Walter, at this stage, you're all cantering off down to the start. The stands are all behind you. There's Royal Harmony, but how much are you aware that a big race is coming up, or at this stage have you sort of tried to put it out of your mind still?
Now, this is the easy part now, and, you know, you're down there and the parade's over, and you know, you don't realise what's going on back here, and as I said, the nerves are gone by now.
Well, I wonder whether Michael Hill's got any nerves. Royal Harmony looks relaxed enough there, number 13. He ran well at the end of last season. He finished close third in the Royal Lodge Stakes. So the Kazam's run slightly defranchised that form, but he hasn't run this season. He's a bit more of a Derby horse, really. He's had a pulled muscle, but Barry Hill's horses are beginning to run into form. It'll be a big surprise if he's capable of actually winning it, Walter.
I would have thought so. They do think a great deal of him, but it's asking quite a lot to come straight into the Guineas and go there with a good chance.
So it's still strong on Shadid. Here's John.
The bookmakers on the rails and on the boards were like those ghastly synchronised swimmers. You know, everything exactly the same. Take 5 to 4. Take 5 to 4 on that was Shadid. But one of them has at last broken ranks and dived in the water. 6 to 5 on they're calling now. So you can bet 6 to 5 on Shadid. It's 13 to 2 bar. That brings in Bairn. Very weak Bairn's been from 4 to 1. It's because there is no money for Bairn that Shadid has not even gone to a bigger price. It's in places 10 to 1 bar the 2. Over the Ocean is the strongest. 10 Monkeys I've seen for Over the Ocean has come in. Also, I can see some money too for Carla Dancer, quite tight at 25 to 1. The other 10 to 1 chance, Bassenthwaite, that's quite weak, Bassenthwaite. But it says 6 to 5 on they're calling. Some are going 5 to 4 on Shadid. They're not quite like synchronised swimmers, but almost as bad.
Well, there is Shadid. In 1970, there were 14 runners. Nijinsky won it. Sire of Shadid. There are 14 runners today, so will history repeat itself? And, of course, Lester Piggott was on board Nijinsky that day. Wonder what he's thinking, Walter. How jammy his luck is, I suppose.
You never know what's going through Lester's mind, but obviously he's giving it a lot of great thought and working a few things out to himself.
How different is he before the start of a classic? He's the greatest classic jockey of our time, perhaps of all time. How different is he before a classic to an ordinary race?
None. There's no difference. You know, takes every race the same. You know, he never changes.
Well,
he doesn't worry too much.
He doesn't. He and Pat Edbury seem to be swapping some civilities there anyway. Whatever happens in the next few minutes. What sort of? I mean, the chatter goes on, but you're presumably thinking in the back of your head as well all the time.
Oh, sure. You know, you're always thinking. But the boys, you know, they always have a chat amongst each other and find out what's going on. And
they've had a long canter down here, but presumably it's not that cold. They're standing completely still now. There's no problem with getting breath back or whatever for a horse.
No, provided they don't go down too fast. But no, they all went down in their own time, and they got plenty of time down there anyway.
That's Ban and Willie Carson. Now, Willie's, to go to the draw, Willie's drawn 6, Lester Piggott on Shadid's drawn 10, and Bassenthwaite's drawn 14. So the fancied horses are over this side, over the Ocean drawn 8, are over towards the far rail. As we've said, Pacific Gold and Northern Chimes, Northern Chimes is drawn 9, are drawn over the far side as well. So the pace is all likely to be pushing it up the far side.
I would have thought so, yes. But I think you find something might be dropping in front of them. You know, them horses, then they'll be getting a lead.
How much of an advantage or otherwise would you prefer to get along the rail when you're coming towards the bushes and it's really beginning to happen? Is that a help to go towards the rail if you're near it?
Well, it's nice to be on the rail. You know, if it does come to a close thing, you can rely on it, and but you wouldn't go out of your way to get there.
Steve Corton on Lanfranco. And here's John McCurry.
Lanfranco in shot there, 11-1. I've seen him 1 or 2 places, Lanfranco, but he's generally one of the 10-1 chances. The others are over the ocean and Bassenthwaite. It's now 5-4 on Shadid, absolutely solid again. Ladbrokes took all that 6-5 on. It cannot be returned better. It's got to be a 5-4 on chance, unless it goes up the arm 11-8 on. Still 6.5 Bairn, still a bit of money for Carla Dancer. 22-1 now is the price, Carla Dancer, but Shadid, it's solid support for this favourite.
And the sun's come out up on the grandstand. I don't know, it's just beginning to pick up down there at the start. Lanfranco and Steve Cawthon hasn't run this season, but the Henry Cecil team, they certainly seem to have the knack of getting horses fit to run first time. And of course, Henry's father, Noel Merlis, used to win first time out in classics.
Sure, I mean, you know, Henry's a very capable trainer, and you know, his record proves that. He'll have this horse in really good condition, and you know.
There's Royal Harmony, also hasn't been out. Chance in a Million, the grey here. Without being too disparaging, Walter, he is one of what John Wood likes to call the rags in the race. He hasn't got any chance. How much of a worry are they to you, that you know they're going to come back?
Well, that's it. You see, if they're up there handy and you know you're in behind, and you come to halfway and you're going to have to start looking for your room and things, it is a worry that they're going to come back, you know, especially if you're a bit tight, and take you back, and then you got the problems of trying not to knock someone down.
Here's the betting.
Shadid, the 5-4 on favourite. Bairn 13-2. Over the Ocean 9-1. Bassenthwaite and Lanfranco both at 10s. And Carla Dancer 22-1. 40s bar.
So there's Bassenthwaite. Pat Edery on a hat-trick in the 2,000 guineas. He's won the last 2, but Bassenthwaite hasn't seemed to be quite El Gran Senor in his races. Pat Edery going into stall 14. That's right over on the far side. If Fitzio was to go in first. John Penny is down there. Has Fitzio gone in all right?
Yes, he has, Bruff, quite noticeably. He went in quite some time before the others. The handler's just had a little bit of a job to get him in completely, but now we're just down to the last 2. That's Bassenthwaite going in now, and then Steve Cawthon, Lanfranco will be the last to be installed. So the second's really ticking away now as we watch Steve Cawthon on Lanfranco. For this, the General Accident 2,000 guineas, of which the winning owner will receive just over £73,000. And so as I look across now, it looks as though they're all in, and they're away. And as they expected, Pacific Gold the first to go on. Pacific Gold, the leader from Shadid, right in second place. Then comes Northern Chimes, that's the leading 3. Just in behind them, Lanfranco. And then I can see Officio, and toward the rear of the field is Carla Dancer, Qualitaire Flyer, and Royal Harmony. And so they completed the first furlong or so, and it's still Pacific Gold who takes them along, being followed by Northern Chime. Shadid on the far side. Just in behind them comes Comrade in Arms. They're running now to the 6th marker. Tony Ives still in the lead with Pacific Gold and still being pursued by Northern Chimes. Then comes Leicester with the noseband on the far side on Shadid. On the near side, the white colours, Comrade in Arms. And with that order, it's back to Graham.
Comrade in Arms in the white jacket just pulling a bit free early on, but isn't Leicester in the right place at the right time? There he is, coming up on the inside of Pacific Gold. Northern Chimes in the orange jacket. Bairn makes ground, Over the Ocean makes ground. Supreme Leader tries to come with a run. Bassenthwaite with plenty to do, but begins to pick up with the cross belts. But as they come to the point just over 2 from home, Shadid kicks and goes, so it's Leicester Piggott in the lead. Leicester Piggott on Shadid, the leader, from Bairn in second place, Pacific Gold. Then comes Supreme Leader. Bassenthwaite trying to get into top tier to close. They've got a furlong and a half to go, and it's Leicester Piggott on Shadid in the lead from Bairn, the horse he could have ridden up on the outside, but Leicester gives Willie a look round there, and Leicester has to shake up Shadid as Bairn throws down the challenge. Supreme Leader is back in 3rd and coming inside the final furlong at Shadid, but Bairn is staying on very strongly up on the outside. Shadid and Bairn from Supreme Leader down the centre of the track. Shadid could just win this, going up towards the line. Shadid's going to win it. Shadid from Bairn in a photo. Supreme Leader 3rd, then Bassenthwaite 4, Royal Harmony 5, Pacific Gold 6, Lanfranco 7, Chance in a Million 8, Qualitaire Flyer 9, Over the Ocean 10. Then came Carla Dancer. Officio was last but 1. Last of all was Northern Chimes. And so the result of this, the General Accident 2,000 guineas. It's a win for number 14, Shadid, owned by Maktoum Al Maktoum, trained here at Newmarket by Michael Stout and ridden by Leicester Piggott. Leicester's 4th win in the race and his 29th Classic winner, but he had to work. Officially, it's a photo. And also in that photo is Byrne, the horse he discarded, who was up on the outside of him. And there you can see in the maroon jacket, white sleeves, Byrne, owned by Sheikh Mohammed, trained here at Newmarket by Luca Cumani and ridden by Willie Carson. The other horse in that picture there is the third horse home, which is Supreme Leader, number 15. And what a cracking race he's run. This horse, Shadid, has won, but Leicester had to work very, very hard indeed to get this horse home. Byrne battled. Let's review the closing stages of the historic General Accident 2000 Guineas.
So first of all, he was clear from the position that Leicester took up on Shadid. He was going to be in front a long way out, but Walter Swinburne, who would have been in the saddle, it was also clear he was going very smoothly at halfway.
He was, everything was fine, and Leicester set himself for home here. And it looked as if it was going to be quite comfortable, didn't it?
He looked, Woody Carson's elbows are pumping, a Supreme Leader on the right. We didn't think really was in the same class. Everything else is beaten. Over the Ocean, Bassenthwaite behind him. This looked like a 3 or 4 length success now.
It did. Byrne keeps battling, and the third horse, and it becomes evident here that it's not going to become too easy.
Now, there was a worry that he, perhaps with the hill coming to catch him, that Shadid might actually run out of everything. How frightened of you with that? Because Leicester's clearly beginning to really drive now. Yeah,
so he's pulling everything out now. And, but, Byrne, a couple of times there, I thought he just might go by him. But fair play to Shadid, he pulled everything out.
Now, these are all three in the Derby in only a month's time. You'll be on Shadid then. Byrne is getting back the extra half mile. Your immediate thought?
I've got no immediate thoughts at the moment.
Well, let's have an immediate look at the head-on water, because again, Shadid in front with the noseband. Thank heaven we can at least, as you say, spot him easy. Byrne behind him, but the Carson elbow's working hard. But now, I wonder how disappointed really Leicester is that what he thought was going to happen didn't really happen.
He won't be too disappointed he's won.
Well, he's working away, and it's officially he's won. Obviously, we just heard that now as they call. But the one thing you can say, or plenty you can say about Shadid, but you can't accuse him of giving up.
No, and I mean, this is one thing about the horse. He's a competitor, he's a fighter, and all this business about his temperament and all that, I think that answers it all.
That couldn't have been fairer said, because if he was supposed to be a horse that might crack, the time very fast, 1:37:30. That's below the standard on times when the race is being run above standard. It's a little bit slower than Oso Sharks, but there isn't the wind, and the ground has been softened by a little bit of rain. But tremendous applause now as Leicester Piggott comes back for his record breaking. He's already broken the record. He's extending it now. His 29th Classic success, the all-time record. And here he comes. It's a great triumph, and it's just a sad one, though slightly a bittersweet one for Walter Swinburne beside me.
Yeah.
We trust you've enjoyed this exclusive telecast of the 2000 Guineas from England. We now return you to the soccer.